Networking. It's a word that can inspire fear, isn't it, really? But really, it's one of the most important elements of being a self-employed person that you're ever going to have. And I'm going to explain to you how best to do it, particularly to those people listening or viewing who feel shy, who feel overwhelmed when they come to a room and it's full of people that you don't know. I'm going to explain to you some concepts and some psychology, and then a way forward, a way to do it, a road, so that you can have a bit of a go and understand how you can be quite successful at networking over a period of time. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explain two types of networker, and I'm going to call one of them the wolves and the other one the Scarlett O'Haras. Okay, because they have completely different approaches. Both actually quite fail, but most people will do one or the other and not quite understand why it is that networking isn't really working for them. And I'm going to show you what we do with these. The first one is the Scarlett O'Haras. You know, gone in the wind, we've come down the stairs looking fantastic, feeling fabulous, walking in that door of networking, and there's no one to greet you, you don't know anyone, and you start to feel really, really small. And the longer that goes, the worse you feel, and you really just want to leave. Thank you very much, you've had enough, that's it, you've done the brave thing, and it's just not working, and I want to go. Okay, we've all been through this, it's pretty common. And basically what it is that you need to remember that you are there to go get the goods. You are not the goods. And realistically, the room is there for you to take, not for you to be taken. So we'll leave that one there for the moment, and I'll explain the two of these shortly with the other side, which is called the wolves. The wolves are a completely different type of people, and what they do is they'll walk in and they'll have a handful of business cards, and they'll look around this room and they'll go, right, I want that one, that one, that one, that one. Like they're a bunch of sheep and they're going to go do the plunder. Okay, so those people, they really do go in there. They really do go in for the neck. They go and they meet all these people. They've had short little conversations. Everyone's got a business card and done, and nothing happens. The problem we have is that the Scarlett O'Haras sit back hoping people will come to them, not understanding that you've got to go to people. And the wolves who go to people don't understand that you're building a relationship. You're not going for the kill. So you have two totally different situations, totally different approaches, both fail. The way to handle this is to do a combination, a hybrid, I suppose, if you like. The first thing is the wolves do have it right. That room is for you to go get stuff done, okay? There'll probably be a few people in there that you may even know or you want to get to know, and you've got to kind of effectively almost make a mental list and say, I'm going to go and have 2 or 3 great conversations. Notice I said 2 or 3. I didn't say 20, I said 2 or 3. Because realistically, a networking function of a couple of hours long, you're probably going to get around reasonably, maybe 5 to 6 people at the absolute most, if you're going to have a good conversation that is memorable and reasonable and worthwhile. Because networking is about building relationships, and relationships don't happen because you happen to know their football team. They happen because you know a little bit more about them. You've told them a little bit about yourself, they've told you a lot about themselves, you might be a bit stressed together, and you form the relationship. And the Scarlett O'Haras need to kind of go, rightio, I'm arrived, I'm feeling fantastic, and I'm going to go and nail 1 or 2 people. You guys, I know it's harder because it's really difficult to change the mindset from being someone who attracts people to being someone who's got to go get them. What I would recommend you do is look at that room and know that there might be a lot of really confident people in there, i.e., you know, all the other wolves. However, around the outside of those rooms are normally a bunch of people who are standing around just like yourself, absolutely worried that no one's talking to them, that they're very shy, they're nursing that drink. Go find those guys, because frankly, They will be as grateful as you to have someone to chat to. You'll probably find that they're probably even cooler than the ones that you thought you wanted to talk to anyway. You'll have someone who'll be actually happy and grateful that they've got someone to talk to, someone's valued them, and you'll probably find you'll build a better relationship. So I often say you manage the room from the outsides. Okay, you manage your popularity from the outside of the room, not from the inside. The inside can take care of itself, but the outside is where all the really good stuff is. All the wonderful people who are that little bit more shy, who need the support, who need the TLC, those people are the best ones to go for. And then as you get more and more brave and you get more and more confident, perhaps you'll go more into those ones in the inner side. So there we have the two elements. You have the ones that just go for the neck too early and do too many small conversations. I'm saying hold back, have 3 or 4 brilliant ones. Because every time you go to another networking function, you'll have 4 or 5 more brilliant conversations. Within 5 or 6 networking functions, you've actually made up to exactly where you were before with 20 or 30 people, but now every one of them knows your name, they know who you are, and all the rest of it. The same with the Scarlett O'Hara's, you'll still end up with just as many great relationships, probably better ones, because you've pretty invested the time in the people who you now can see are people who you can kind of work with and relate to, and you're starting to see that it's past you and that you can start seeing this room for the functionality that it's presenting you. The next thing we're going to talk about, like I said before, is psychology of this event. The conversation you have, okay, I've always said to people when I talk to whoever it might be, I always feel there's no such thing as a bad conversation. It doesn't matter you're talking about the carpet or you're talking about their pets or you're talking about whatever it might be. It might be the weather, for goodness sake. You have learnt something about that person, and that's actually quite important. And then you build on that by another fact and another conversation, another sentence. But every part of that sentence will have something useful. And ultimately it will become something memorable because it's become something you've built. Okay, it's no longer something so shallow, it's become something greater than that. And that's absolutely vital. So when you're doing this conversation, you're going to be talking about all different things, and that's fine. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you know as much as you can about them. People actually love talking about themselves. But the other element that you can be watching for is the fact that you do need to tell them who you are, what you represent, what kind of work you do, maybe something interesting or memorable about yourself. But the most important thing, you can't leave that conversation without telling them, is what you're there for. What is it that you want? What are you looking for? What is it that you need? And you can make it into a happy little story. Hey guys, I've got a fantastic new staff member. We're going to run out of work and we are looking for more clients. And we do these kind of things. Or it could be, hey, look, we've bought this new machine. It does all this really amazing stuff and we cannot wait to see what's going to go out there. We can do these fabulous things with cars, whatever it might be. But there'll be a story and you need to tell that story and you need to tell them what it is you want. One of the weird things about people, okay, it's a psychological thing, I guess, is that when you ask for something, people are compelled to try and help you and provide you that thing. If you say, I need to find XYZ person, they'll go, oh, look, I don't know them, but I think this person does. Let's go talk to this person. And they'll walk you to the next person who may or may not know. And the next thing you know, you've got this road that complete strangers provided you because you simply asked. It's very rarely that people are going to say no. And let's be honest, what's the worst they're going to do to you? Say no anyway. So there's the things that you need to do. If you are someone who holds back and thinks you need to attract people, don't wait to attract. Go find the people in the corners, the ones who'll be really grateful to talk to you. For those people who are more aggressive and trying to run around the cards and wonder why they don't get anywhere, hold back a little and tend to only have 4 or 5 good conversations per networking function and make sure they're good ones. Always ask for what it is that you want and make sure they know who you are and what it is that you do, and make sure that you know as much as you can about them as well. If you do all of these areas and things that I've just discussed with you for networking, you'll find networking isn't just functional, it actually is productive, it will make you money, Most important, you'll find that it becomes far less stressful the more you do it. In fact, my goodness, you may even have some fun. So there you go, networking in a nutshell. Louise Bloomfield. Thank you.